Where is she? Oh, hi, Marie. Batman here. Anyways, that's my joke of Batman used again. So, when did I first meet Marie? It's hard to say, really. Marie was a thought to me before she was Marie. Wasn't met her to everyone else. I think there was something. Wasn't there something in regards to Debs back in the day? I don't know. So first got to know her, I suppose, when all the guys were in college and we did like casual Mondays, formal Saturdays, and yeah, that's about 12 years ago now, I think.
Okay, firstly, Marie, I can't believe you're making me do this. So, I first met Marie in Smurfit in 2006.
So I first met Marie in about 2003 when we all went on our summer holidays to Achill. That's where I met the rest of the tots as well. And Marie, you've actually managed to stay in my top 3 tots ever since then, I'd have to say. Maybe falling in and out occasionally.
Hi Marie, hi girls. Just doing this little video that the girls are putting together. The first question is, when was the first time I met Marie Caulfield? It was definitely first year in college, and it involved a lot of sitting around the canteen for hours and hours and hours. I think we never really went to our lectures, but it was a lot of that and just bantering around and kind of everyone getting to know each other. But I'd say the first proper memories I have of all the Cuban nights, and definitely the epic Caulfield parties that she decided to bring us along to with all her brother's friends. So those nights were pretty crazy. But just the general banter in first year when we all got to know each other, I think was the first real memory I have.
My first encounter with the Ballad Marie Caulfield was back at Alvin McDermott's 18th birthday party. Jeez, that's way back when now, before we even went to college.
Hello ladies, I've been asked to answer a few questions about the bride-to-be. So here we go. When did you first meet Marie? I don't really know the answer to this question. I'd say it was at some stage in primary school maybe. It could have even been before, but I don't really know.
Hello everybody. So first encounter with Marie, it was final year college in Galway. I was dropping in an assignment, turned around after dropping the assignment in, see this girl who I recognised from lectures, who, thinking back, it was Marie. So, having recognised her, I smile, say hello.
First impression, fear. Very much so fear. I didn't understand how something so small could be so vicious. No, that wasn't. Just to be honest with you, I thought she was great crack, and I just enjoyed being friends with her, and I knew she wasn't being messed with. But I kind of enjoyed the fact that she's a bit of a nerd. She's into like Star Wars and everything, and that was good crack. And yeah, always just liked her from the get-go.
So then, after smiling and having said hello, I thought, my God, this girl has such an amazing bitch face.
So, what were my first impressions of Marie?
Question 2. What was your first impression? Well, I'd say first impressions probably a little bit slutty because the people she was hanging around with in primary school, the likes of Aileen Kavanagh and I don't know, the Glynn twins maybe, always off shifting lads, being a bit bowled. So yeah, that's my. I don't know if you were involved in all that, Marie, but there you go. That was my first impression, kind of.
The second question is, what was my first impression of Marie? I took out a little A4 pad before I started to do this and just jotted down a few things. So I wrote, great banter, but don't cross the line with her. Very, very strong character and independent, but at the same time terrifying. So I know she's just a great friend and is great crack, but at the same time of very strong opinions. So don't ever expect to win an argument against Marie, because I've known her over 10 years now at this stage and I still haven't won one. So yeah, they were my first impressions.
And my first impressions of Marie was just this lovely, quiet, timid, polite girl. Not likely. It was the first encounter I ever had with the Six or the Tots. To this date, the loudest bunch of girls I have ever come across in my life. And who was loudest amongst them all but the Queen Tot herself, Marie Caulfield. So I'm not sure what your opinions of me were on that first occasion, Marie. Mightn't have been the most savoury, but I think we grew fond of each other as years went on and became good buds.
One of my first memories is of Mike texting us to say that there were loads of Taylor's bitches going to Achill. So naturally me and the lads were all very excited. Little did we know we'd still be hanging around with you all these years later, and now you're getting married. So I hope you're enjoying your hen, and good
my
luck.
first impressions of Marie, pretty funny, slightly wild, and very direct.
Favourite Marie memory? Jesus, there's so many. The emergence of Blackie at Electric Picnic was a particular highlight. Herself and Babs taking Electric Picnic by storm was unbelievably funny. Favourite memory though, I'd say, was driving down to Cush Ferry. I think with myself, herself and Anne, and being stuck in traffic for like 6.5 hours, 7 hours in like torrential flooding, but just like having unbelievable crack in the road trip. Like I think it's like our first kind of weekend away to a festival or anything like that. We were maybe 20, 21. Yeah, just being stuck in traffic with her for 7 hours and having unbelievable crack and banter was pretty good.
So my favourite Marie memory is, I'm pretty sure the first time we ever spoke properly. We're in Hoppers and Marie comes straight up to me at the bar, tells me how ridiculous it is, okay, that we don't know each other yet, and informs me that that's all about to change and we're going to be great friends. And on that night, the combo was
Okay, question 3 is what is my favourite Marie memory? I suppose you could kind of go into all the usual stuff like, you know, drinking and, you know, different holidays and Crete and college and just general Galway crack. But my favourite memory of Marie is when I first moved up to Dublin, and she very kindly let me stay with her for the start of that. And for the first week, and basically for the first day actually, that I was going into my new job, I didn't have a clue how to get from Harold's Cross to Earlsfort Terrace. So I remember Marie being very, very, very good to me and walking me to work and making sure I was okay. And that day really stands out in my mind. So that's my favourite memory of Marie.
So favourite Marie memory has to be past your exams, Stephen's Green, champagne, paper cups.
Question 3, what is your favourite memory of Marie? Another tough one, I don't really know. I'd say there's been a few alright, but I'd say probably something to do with Achill, drinking, getting up to mischief in Achill in her teenage years. I'm pretty sure she got barred from the Village Inn at some stage. She was like probably about 15, maybe 16 at the time, so that's a pretty mean feat.
What advice I have for future Mrs. Riley? Jesus, we should give an Eamon advice and not Marie. No advice really. Like, she's the most confident woman I know. You know, all I'd say is that if she's half a good a wife and she's been a friend, then she's gonna have no problems there at all. You know.
Smile from your cheek, darling. I will.
A great friend, and she's gonna be a better wife. And without being too sloppy on that note, I'm going to ruin things like Marie would ruin a photo, in that I'll just go, enjoy the night, girls.
Advice for future Mrs. Riley: make sure your young lads can kick off both feet, because in the inter-county football game now you're going to have to be able to kick your points off your left and your right. Alright, have a great weekend, Marie, bye.
And then the final question is, what advice do you have for future Mrs. Riley? I think this is the toughest question. I don't really have any advice, but sorry I cut myself off there. So the final question, do you have any advice? As I said, I don't really have any advice. I'm sure I'm supposed to say something quite profound now, but I'm not really. I'm just going to say, just, I don't know, be yourself and all that shit. I don't know. Alright, bye bye.
And then advice for the future Miss O'Reilly. Well, no matter what I say, she's going to go her own way. Advice maybe for the day itself, the wedding day, would be just to make time, make sure you make time for yourself and Eamon to get away and chat to each other about the day and all that kind of stuff. It's well worth it, and after all, it is your day. So hope you have a great one, and I'll see you on the day.
So advice for the future Mrs. Riley, let the small things slide, Marie. Nobody's in any doubt as to who's going to win the fight, so if you pick on Eamon for the small things, that's tantamount to bullying. So I would just suggest that you leave the arguments for the big things, like, whether you do it this way.
So the last question is, what advice I have for Marie Caulfield? I suppose in the coming months, just to enjoy everything in terms of the wedding and to enjoy your night tonight. I know you've been looking forward to it. You're marrying a great dude, and I just hope you have a great life together. And make sure Christmas dinners continue, because if they stop, there'll be war. But just have a great time, enjoy yourselves, and just keep being you.